Welcome to Alchemy Avenue, where we transform in real time, trust the vibe, and grow on purpose. This isn't just a podcast, it's a movement, a reminder that you don't need fixing, just unlocking. Around here, we laugh, we build, we heal, and we elevate, all powered by that deep inner knowing that says, this is exactly where I'm meant to be. You were made for this version of you, so let's expand, let's enjoy it, and let's keep becoming who we already are. Tap in. This is Alchemy Avenue. Welcome back. It's another amazing episode of Alchemy Avenue. Let's get to it today. You're not lost. You're integrating the heart of the shadow work journey. Let's get into that today. Shadow work isn't about fixing what's broken. It's about seeing what's hidden so you can walk in truth, not just performance. Let's get into that. You're not broken. You're not built in error. Whatever you may say or think about you, your life, and how things have transpired, you're not broken. You go through those things like we talked about in previous episodes to now go through them. That's the whole point. You have went through those things. Let's talk about that. Like, think about that. You have went through all the different things in your life that you deem bad, deem as traumatic, everything. You have been through them. Now you can get to a space where you can shine light on those areas and just start healing. Start healing. What no one really tells you about shadow work, that when you start doing this work, start opening yourself up to all possibilities, start loving yourself, start caring about yourself, start just taking things small increments at a time. The old version of you, the old version that don't just disappear. It doesn't. I took my time with that because sometimes we grow and expand, or we say, well, I thought I was growing. You are. Just keep feet to the pavement. Keep carrying the water for you, because you're the most important person, you're just the most important part of this whole equation. You are you, and you are amazing and great, and you deserve to live a life where you smile for no reason. So that's why starting this and getting into this is definitely rewarding. Once you get a good pace, and have trust in yourself and confidence in yourself. Sometimes that old version comes back louder, testing your new frequency and your new boundaries, your new peace as well. Testing, just seeing if you're really serious about what you're trying to do. And again, it's okay to go through, I'm doing a little bit of work. What you call a little bit of work, it's really big work, no matter what level you at. When you start doing your big work on yourself, and then something comes that, has triggered you, the fact that you may have just reacted and boom, whatever happened. But the fact that you recognize it as what it was, that's a clear sign that you're expanding. That's a crystal clear sign that you're expanding. What we will do today is set a foundation for anyone just starting to do this deep work, and for those in the middle of it, wondering why the old stuff keeps showing up. You're not backsliding, you're integrating. Let's talk about it. A lot of people ask too, all the time, hey, you're calm, you're smiling a lot. How do you do that? I tell them shadow work. And of course, everybody always asks, or most people ask, what is shadow work? For me, shadow work is the practice of meeting the parts of yourself you were taught to suppress, ignore, or judge. Going in, whatever you want to do, far as just taking a deep dive into who you are, understanding why you may do some of the things that you deem not good or you want to improve on, or why do you react to certain things, meeting that version of you and just shining light on why did I say this, or why do I think this way. It's not about fixing, it's about witnessing and integrating. So again, you're not broken. You don't need to be fixed in this. So don't see yourself as a project. You're not a project. You're not. You're going to uncover those areas, see what you need to see, and whenever you're ready, take the steps to those different parts. And just slowly, if you need to do it very, very slow, do it very, very slow. Your shadow holds your pain and your power. Listen to that, pain and power. It's painful because the instance or the situation is traumatic, and it may have other people involved. Could be an accident. It could be whatever it is. That's the pain part of it. But the power part of it is once you understand, you may not ever really understand, but understand to the point where you can not hold that situation, hold power over you. So it's kind of two different so that power piece is really twofold. So not allowing the situation to have power over you and having power over the situation. That's key. That's actually a super key. It's not dark. It's simply unseen. Because once the situation happens, then you feel whatever you feel about it. Then you're going to tuck it away. And you, without growing up having the tools, the different coping mechanisms to deal with things, or you may have just been around people that was hurting themselves, so they're gonna hurt people. So once that happens, you definitely gonna tuck it away because you're gonna try to survive. You're gonna survive, and that's what survival mode is. Having things happen or things have happened, and you tuck them away, and you never deal with them. You're not clearing it to get rid of yourself. You're clearing it to become whole. And because I'm not really, I don't like using the term, I want to kill these different parts of me. In my opinion, good luck. Good luck, because you're not going to be able to do it. You're not going to be able to do it because understanding it's still parts of you. You can, if you give it power, you need to put it in a place where it can be empowered. That makes sense. So if that, whatever that is, situation has happened and you dealt with it and put it in a space where now you can be a better person, even with that situation, now you put that in a place where now it can be your power. That's all I'm saying. That's all I want to be able to get to for myself. I want to be able to get to a space where any traumas or any triggers and situations that I can say to myself, it happened, and I feel great about transitioning, alchemizing the pain, the trauma, the fear, the disappointment, whatever it was. I can alchemize that and turn that into, my power to better move forward. How to begin without being overwhelmed, because it can get very overwhelming because you're digging into areas of your life that you have buried. And then once you start doing this work, you start to uncover stuff that you didn't even realize. Like, you remember the situation, but you like, whoa, I do remember that. That was wow. But how to do this without overwhelming yourself or getting into a space where you just, if you feel like you want to stop or you want to hold off for a second because it is getting much, give yourself a break, but then get back to it, because you don't have to dive into the deepest traumas on day one. You don't have to. Start with gentle awareness. Notice. how you react to situations, different patterns that you exhibit, and what inner dialogue are you using when you talk to yourself. Again, let's go through that. Start with gentle awareness. How do I feel at this moment? Why do I feel this way at this moment? I'm reacting. What did I react to? Why did I react to it that way? And also, do I like the reaction? Was it the appropriate reaction? And you only know that. You only know that. Because again, you may have to say something to someone, and it may have to be in a aggressive or in like a stand up for yourself kind of way. You may have to do that. You may have to. So you shouldn't. Again, this is all about, once you start doing this work, you start to trust yourself, then you will understand, oh, I need to say this to this person. I need to. And that's just what it has to be. Again, understanding your reactions, then understanding your patterns. What is it that I do on a consistent basis that either I don't want to do anymore, that I want to change how I go about doing it, or if it's implementing something just new, I want to do something different, completely different. Understanding the patterns. And how do you talk to yourself? I'm telling you, that self-talk is the best talk, or the worst, depending on how you're coming at yourself, how you are dealing with, situations when you do make a mistake, or you do something like, dang, that was my fault. Okay, acknowledging and admitting it was your fault, but holding yourself in a space of grace. Learn. Everything is a lesson. Learn from that. I always tell people, I'm never gonna, I'm doing better about never even playing about, negative self-talk. Like, man, I'm crazy. Oh, I may say that because I think I am, but like, you would do something like, man, I'm stupid. No. Or you'd be like, my dumb self. No. Cut it. And some people may say it's not that serious. Cool. It's not that serious for you. Me? I want to be in a space where I talk to myself nice, and I deal with me in the nicest, most uplifting and positive way. That's how I deal with me. Because if I can do that for myself, then I have the capacity to do it for others. That's just my understanding of that situation. Use tools like journaling, breath work, and compassionate inquiries. Compassionate inquiries are when you ask yourself questions, but you hold yourself in grace. You hold yourself in a space where you're not judgmental about these things that you're asking yourself, or you're writing down, or you're just thinking about. Give yourself time. Meditation is for me, meditation is just a super key. Meditation, when I start meditating and doing it on a consistent basis, it's like a superpower. Like, I can be walking around somewhere by myself, or with people in the room, and I can just feel something, and I just want to just kind of go in. I could do that because sometimes sometimes when you're feeling vibrations and energies, sometimes you take on stuff that's not even yours, or you can. Again, like I say, observe and not absorb. And I got this story, and then I said that on a live Miss Blue's channel. She's a wonderful lady at what she does, and having this different knowledge. But she was like, yeah, that can happen. She said, but you should be able to vibrate so high that it doesn't affect you. And I was like, that's a good point. Because to me, how I took that is, if your default level, if your default feeling is, I'm just going to vibrate high, then no worries. You don't have to worry about other energies, or, observing and not absorbing, because you're vibrating high. So those situations are not going to affect you. But at times, sometimes it does. Sometimes it does. Because people have different feelings and emotions. And when you're feeling that, sometimes you need tools to better push or hold those other emotions and feelings at bay. You need tools. Meditation is one that helps me a lot. The goal isn't to solve everything. It's not for you to figure everything out all at this moment. And really, what is figuring it out? What is that? Your goal is to be a better version, the best version, but being a comfortable, loving, trustworthy version of yourself to yourself. To me, that's the main goal. Is to become more honest with yourself. And then once you start doing that, being honest about who you are, who have you been, and who you want to be, that right there, that's just a key. Once you start going through these different things and going through these different practices, and however you may have, or you may come upon different tools and expressions that I haven't mentioned here, and if they work for you, use them. Please use them. This isn't about perfection. It's about presence. When the old patterns start knocking again, and they're coming. They come. They definitely come. Because you'll get in situations where you've been doing really well, with the consistency, journaling or whatever you've been doing, yoga, meditation. If you got, your altars, you got the different crystals, you do different other rituals, whatever it is, you've been doing really good, consistent. Everything's going good because your life started to change. I mean, it does. Your perception and how things show up for you change completely once you start doing this work, and you have changed your perception of how you view what has happened to you and who you are at this moment. Once that changes, the world opens up to you, because you're embodying these things now. You're embodying light. You're embodying love. You're embodying trust and presence. You're embodying it. Once you start embodying things like that, man, the way that, because I like what Bashar says, you never change the version of Earth that you're on. You vibrate to a version of Earth that matches that embodiment. I love that. Just because an old trigger shows up doesn't mean you're failing. It doesn't mean that. It's going to come. Situations are going to happen just to see how you're going to react. Growth often reactivates old wounds, but this time you respond with new awareness. That's the key right there. You're responding with new awareness. So, you got a situation and, an old pattern comes up. And say you did react. You just reacted. You didn't even think. You just went back to the old. Okay. But the fact that you even thought about it as like, oh my gosh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm such, whatever. And you feel less about yourself because you reacted in a way. You feel like, okay, I shouldn't have done that. But now you're starting to think about corrective courses. Like, okay, next time that happens, I need to do this. See, now in your mind, you're starting to plan. You're starting to be, okay, I'm going to be more proactive than reactive. That just the fact that you have started to think like that. I'm saying it's expansion. It is expansion. The old you is just making sure the new you is real. It's like, yo, you really serious about this? Exactly what it's saying. You really serious? Let me do this. Or this situation happen. Don't panic when a pattern returns. Observe it as proof that something has shifted. You're not relapsing. You're being refined. Staying anchored while the layers peel back. This is the part where you've done your work and things are going, well. You have some stuff that happens. And I mean, you're not perfect. Again, it's not about perfection. So you have situations, but here is, to me, the grounding of this. Ground yourself in routines, nature, and body practices. You have to, in my opinion, you have to have areas of your life where you're doing stuff to pour back into yourself. Because if you're putting so much out by doing shadow work and, cultivating a better relationship with yourself, you have to find ways to pour back in yourself. Grounding is definitely great. Grounding is when you got your bare feet, bare hands on the earth. Nature walks, yoga, different things that whatever you do, if it's just sitting outside, listening to the birds, feeling the wind, or if you just want to sit down on the couch for a moment, just to recharge yourself. No phone, nothing. If you read. If you want to just sit and draw, and do whatever makes you, relax. And again, in my opinion, you cannot do this work without finding some ways to pour back in you, because it starts to get grueling. It starts to become a task. And then you start to, if you don't replenish yourself, you're going to be running on empty. Avoid spiraling by having daily check-ins like this. What part of me is speaking right now? I think that's a wonderful and an amazing question. You just check in with yourself. How am I right now? Okay, I'm good. Okay, well, I got this coming up. And see, to me, this is when you use your different technologies. This is a perfect example about whatever you do, if you see spirits, if you hear spirits, if you hear different things, if you, an intuitive where you feel all these different things, or whatever it is that you do with these technologies you have, this is a perfect time to, okay, how do I use them for whatever I'm trying to do on a daily basis? And how do I cultivate this harmonious relationship with my day-to-day, with my gifts and my talents? How do I do that? So doing that daily check-in, how am I? Okay. I'm good. If I feel energies, okay, is my energy good? Am I up enough to deal with customers or deal with clients or whatever I'm doing? Trusting those voices, allowing them to come from a space that, I only want to deal with the highest and the most loving versions of these spirits or whatever. Say that on a daily. Only give me information that's going to be helpful, loving, and impactful. Again, some people may think it's weird, but it could be, I guess. But to me, this is just me. If you have those different things happen to you, and you hear, you feel, you see, and everything that you may either see it you may see it physically, or you may see it in your mind's eye a lot, it's going to happen. Why not find a way to harmonize that into your daily life? Why not? If it's going to happen, don't let it be a burden. Let it be a gift as it is. It's a tool. Use it as such. A hammer can nail, nails in wood, or, a power tool can do what it do. A sledgehammer can, be something that can clear a path and, demo a house or break down different areas. A hatchet can clear a path in woods. It also can hurt people. It also can be used to, damage property that's not supposed to be damaged. Again, tools. Use these as tools. See them as tools. And they didn't come to you for no reason. So use them. Use them. Invite your shadow in without giving it the steering wheel. It don't have to have control. It just to me, it needs a seat at the table. It needs a job. It needs a purpose, and it may not do much, but it needs a place. It needs a place, even if it's just to recognize what you overcome. Perfect. Sit there, please. Sit there. You're good. Thank you so much for the remembering of where I came from and how far I've came. Thank you. Keep moving. It doesn't have to drive. The shadow does not have to drive. Affirm this is a moment, not my identity, just in case when something comes back. Just a moment. Just a moment. This is not who I am. This is just, I'm still growing. I'm still loving myself. So I have to be in a space where I got to give myself grace no matter what. You don't have to heal it all at once. Consistency over intensity. Consistency over intensity. Yep. Small increments every day. Small increments every day. You'll feel that feels way better than just a big intense shift. Because that right there, that'll put you down. That'll put you down. Having a big shift like that and you're not necessarily ready to be able to move. So understand consistency is very, very valuable in a space like this. Just staying consistent every moment, every day, the next day, the day after that. Just keep moving, keep smiling, keep going. Because you got it. You got it. You got it. Don't ever think you don't have it. Even when things come up. You got it. You got it. You was built for this kind of situation and growth. You was built for. You was already pre-programmed to go through what you went through. Now alchemize it. And now use it as fuel to better have the best life that you can dream. Even the best life that you haven't even dreamed yet. Just understand you haven't even dreamed how great your life could be. You have no idea how great you are and how great your life can be. So just understand that there's always levels to your growth and expansion. And you deserve it. You deserve all the great, good, amazing, positive, affirming, empowering moments in your life. You deserve those. You deserve it. And then you deserve it anyway, no matter what. But then once you start doing this work, you deserve it. And now you're going to be able to be in a space where you can thrive in it. It's going to be it's already a wonderful. Feel it now. Just start to feel it now. Just feel it now. Feel yourself thriving now. Once you start feeling yourself thriving now, when those great things start happening, those transformative things, those things that defy logic. And I'm talking about logic. I'm talking about things happening, open up for you that you like, wow. Right. It's supposed to. You're supposed to have your breath taken away. And yes, it's all for you. For you. Yes. The power of integration over escape. Shadow work isn't about removing what's uncomfortable. It's not. It's about working through all those different things that may come up. Understanding there's just a piece to the puzzle. And you got to put it in its place. Because it has a place. You just need to figure out where, for you, it needs to go. It's about transforming everything that happens into wisdom. As you evolve, the goal isn't to be triggerless, because you're never going to be triggerless. Things are going to get on your nerves. Whew. Yes. Things are going to irk you. Situations are going to, you're just going to sit there and you're just going to be like, wow, I could really, I could really kick through some glass right now. I could. You're going to say stuff like that, or you're going to think that. But just, again, once you start being consistent, when you do have moments like that, they won't last that long. And you'll better still move through it. Still better move through it, even with people. You're in the moment. Like, things are irking you. It doesn't seem like you can do whatever you need to do right. And then the solution is just not coming the way you used to it coming. See, again, you're so used to your normal, your default, your base is that things happen for me in great ways. Abundance, everything. A challenge comes, either I already got the solution or the solution is coming. And it's just not working like that. You feel it, you can feel it. Again, don't get out of character. Stay in character. Stay good. If you need to take a second, take a second. Take a second. But understand, even in that, you start working through that in real time. Once you get through that and you just reflect on that, you're going to be like, wow. And then you see the solutions was already working itself out because you were doing so much that you didn't think would work. But all that you were doing and still not flipping, still not going to a space where you're just angry and you was just still, moving and still being productive and still catching yourself before you said anything. Once that kind of clears, you'll see things, right? It was already working. For some reason, it was just going a little slower. I'm telling you, I completely understand it because it happens to me a lot. Not a lot, but most recently, it definitely happens. It just seemed like things were not working, but then, or a situation where, you were doing what you felt you needed to do, and it's still the person, whoever you was doing it for, like working everything, or a client didn't see it that way, or something happened that, was out of your control. I mean, you got it though. You have it. The goal is not to be triggerless. It's to be rooted that the trigger no longer owns you. Trigger don't own you, and it never did. Again, give it its place. You're not meant to erase the past. You're meant to redeem it and be triumphant over those situations. That's all you're here to do. Once you learn your lessons and you're able to, love yourself, you be triumphant. You are a winner. You always win. You should think about that. You should just say to yourself, I always win. However you need to say it. Just think about yourself as always a winner. You're always like a winner, a champion. I mean, however you want to look at it, Olympian style winner, whatever you want to say, you are that, and be good with that. It's okay for you to see yourself as a world champion. I'm telling you, if you think about yourself in that high regard, I'm telling you, the type of confidence that you walk around with, it feels great to you. And it's okay. It's okay if no one else gets it. They don't have to. They don't have to. They don't have to at all. All right, let's close this out. You're not broken because the old feelings come back. You're not failing because the trigger still stings. That's okay. That's okay. You are healing because you chose to feel it differently. You are shifting because this time you're staying present. This is the sacred work. The silence. The silence that you feel. The silence when things happen and sometimes you may know how to react. You may not know. And I say not know because you either just don't know how you want to react, or you have some reactions. But this happens so fast in your brain. You have some reactions and you're just deciding which one, who do I want to be in this moment? Who do I want to be? Who do I want to be? And in that silence, that helps you. That be honest with you, that stillness and that silence is really just silent momentum building. It feels great to be in control of how you move and how you react. It feels amazing. The moment where you don't run, you breathe, you observe, and you walk forward anyway. Just keep going. Keep going. Say this and feel it. I welcome all of me. Not to stay there, but to walk all of me into the light. You're not just in a situation where you're healing your inner shadows. You're giving yourself the boost, the power. You're giving yourself the nudge, the push you need to keep going and keep going with confidence. You're just in the middle of your remembering, and that is power. Just remember how great you are. Remember how powerful and remember how smart and intelligent. Remember how brave. You have courage. You have so much courage to do this. To come here to Earth at this moment and to be here and to be able to be who you are at this moment and still smile and still love and still be able to go forth, with everything that has happened. You have to understand you are literally a superhero. This is how I think. You are a superhero. And understand how your light, and even though people may not know what is going on, your light shines brighter than you think. So let's keep that with us today. Let's go, grow, and continue the shadow work, because it never ends. It never ends. But you're just able to handle situations with more clarity and have a sound mind. And that's very important. So love yourself so you can love others. See y'all next time. Ashe.